Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to Japan for the Japanese B.LEAGUE 1 clash between LEVANGA HOKKAIDO and RYUKYU Golden Kings. Well, lots of Dwight Ramos fans in the house here in the Hokkaido Kitayel. Ramos, Philippines international, one of the leading players in this team, certainly one of the most popular. And he will need to be at his best today as LEVANGA in the East attempt to upset RYUKYU Golden Kings from the West. You can see that RYUKYU up at the top at 34-13, that far right column in the West. 4 games clear of Shimane, Susano Magic in first place. LEVANGA 5th in the Eastern Conference with an 18-29 record. So LEVANGA HOKKAIDO coming in to this game with this roster, and it's a competitive roster. Dwight Ramos up at the top, Terzano, Kriener, Kikuchi, Nakano, Hoshino, Shimatani, Naito, Suzuki, Terry Allen, Morizani, Thomas Welsh there in front of you, and Matsushita. There's Naito, 19. You can see the under 22, and certainly one of the bright talents in this LEVANGA HOKKAIDO team. I wouldn't say he gets a lot of minutes, but he gets important minutes certainly early in the game. And then for RYUKYU Golden Kings, take your pick for your starting 5 today, or your best 5. They're just loaded. I want to highlight Sakahama, the number 17, the point guard. Ito, Law, Arakawa, Luma, Kishimoto, Matsuwaki, great shooter. Sakahama there, Waki, Whitaker, Onodera, Cooley, and Kirk. So Terachika Naito numbers aren't great, but again, one of the young guns in this competition, just 19 years of age, came through the LEVANGA HOKKAIDO under 18 setup. And starting 5 anyway for RYUKYU Golden Kings, we're going to go with Law, Kishimoto, Onodera, Cooley, and Alex Kirk. Great to see all of these guys that have all had some pretty amazing games over the years in the B.LEAGUE, and you can see that this RYUKYU Golden Kings team has been taking no prisoners in this competition, certainly of late. Go back to March 19th. Won that one 95-90 over Kyoto. They swept a couple of games against Seahorses Makawa, Kawasaki Brave Thunder. They beat them. Swept Gunma Crane Thunder in their last couple of games. They were at home for that one. So they had lost back on March 12th. To Shimane, 87-84, and before that, they had beaten 87-86, which actually you can't see. Okay, so that was Hokkaido, and talking about the Hokkaido numbers, they've had some ups and downs. They did win last time out against Koshigaya 97-73. Before that, they lost to Koshigaya Alphas 82-75. But they did beat Gunma Crane Thunder 96-92 on March 26th. As you see, the spectacular arena here in Hokkaido. Wonderful place for basketball, and if you ever make it to Japan, you certainly want to go to Sapporo. It is terrific Terrific plays. There's Hokkaido, and again, they've had some good results. You know, you go back to March 5th, Koshigai again, 84-79, Shiga Lake Stars, Sendai 89ers, and they fell a couple to Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, but the form has been pretty good. So Dwight Ramos, Terrazano, Ryan Kriener, who's averaging 15.6 points per game. There he is, the young man, Naito. So anyway, it's going to be Ramos, Terrazano, Kriener, Hoshino, Welsh, Kikuchi, Nakano, Shimatani, Naito, Suzuki, Terry Allen, Kaito Morizani. There he is, the explosive left-handed gunslinger. Thought he played pretty well the last time I watched him last weekend. And also Yuta Matsushita. So you're looking at these team stats, and also we're relative team stats, and we're also looking at recent games. Ryukyu Golden Kings just showing their power with Jack Cooley crashing the boards. Big Law missing. Cooley keeping alive on the glass. Onodera missing, and then Cooley he's just a great rebounder. I mean, there's no two ways about it. He'll be going up against a great rebounder today in Thomas Welsh. And then we look at Dwight Ramos, who, when he gets hot, look out. And he has been hot from time to time this season. Nakano wants to knock him down. Kriener has had his ups and downs. He's a great talent. But again, you look at those numbers, and, well, Ryukyu having a better season.
Number 2,
So the starting five for Hokkaido, Levanga Hokkaido, is going to be Dwight Ramos, who's averaging 11.6 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, 2 assists. Terrazano there, the Shuto Terrazano, 11.3 points, 4.5 assists. And Kriener, again, 15.6 points, 6.9 rebounds. He can hurt you inside and out. Kyosuke Hoshino, 2.1 points. And Welsh comes in at 9.8 points and 14.0 rebounds per game. Actually played for USA's junior national teams. And Ramos, of course, has played big minutes for the Philippines, for Gilas, one of the best countries, without a doubt, when it comes to basketball and enthusiasm for the sport. And it's great to see so many. Coach Onodera drawing up some last players. Boy, this guy, Daio Katani, is one heck of a coach. He's got great players, but he knows how to get the best out of his team. And Takahiro Ono, Atsushi Akiyama, and Yusuke Kan, the referees today. But back to Daio Katani, I mean, he's a competitor, and it all starts with the coach, in my opinion. And he really does know how to pull the right strings. And that is an awesome starting five, really. Alex Kirk, Cooley, Law on the right, of course, talking about Ryukyu, Onodera, and also Kishimoto. Kishimoto coming in at 11.3 points, 3.7 assists. Law's the big scorer at 16.1 points, but also rebounding 8.3 per game and 3.5 assists, so he does it all. Onodera at 4.5 points per game. Cooley just 10.3 rebounds to go with his 12.8 points, and Kirk 10.2 points and 5.7 rebounds. Well, hello, everybody. If you're just joining us, it's the B.LEAGUE battle between LEVANGA HOKKAIDO and RYUKYU Golden Kings underway here at LEVANGA. And nice little turnaround from Kirk. 33 years young, has even played for Japan's national team, Kirk, in the recent window. Oh, boy, Onodera almost getting Terzone in the face there. Law rebounds and gradually brings up the floor. Look at the pass. But Onodera decides to bring it back out. Kirk gets it down low, and this time going up against Kriener. Defends him pretty well. And LEVANGA HOKKAIDO looking for their first bucket. See if they can get something going to the basket. The switch comes. Terzano looks down low. Ramos gets it to Welsh. Shot clock about to expire, and Welsh puts up a difficult shot and makes it. I'm not sure that's what play Ramos had in mind. I think he thought Welsh might be going to the basket. And that's usually a good sign when you see Thomas Welsh hit an early one. Gets his confidence. He'll be ready to be a little bit more aggressive offensively. So the first foul on LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Hoshino goes out. In fact, he's got 2 fouls now. Well, that didn't go well for him, did it? So Kikuchi comes into the game, and Kikuchi also quite active, 2.7 points. But they want to be disruptive defensively, and even if they give up some fouls, don't allow this RYUKYU Golden Kings team to become comfortable in the offensive end. Kriener comes out. That's a confidence stroke for him as well. Sometimes when you go up against a great team, you just lock in better. And certainly seeing that from Welsh and Kriener so far, but nobody locks in on defense that time as Law just traipses in for an easy shot. Layup. Terzano pulls up and misses. So he's missed his first couple. There's Kirk. Tall and long. Here he is, getting it inside and goes up and finishes with the left hand. Well, that is a player that's got some talent. Score with either hand, and he can dominate you. Ramos gets it inside, puts it up and in, puts LEVANGA back on top. Feels like Ramos has been a lot more assertive. He's finished a lot better in recent games, certainly the ones that I've commentated. He's very taking on almost a little bit of a leadership role. In the starting 5 here is Law, putting it up from the wing and knocks it down. It's just talent. He can beat you inside and out. How do you guard Vic Law? You just hope he misses. Ramos drifts inside, makes another one from the paint right in front of the free throw line. Can LEVANGA, who have tied it, have some success at this end? So Kikuchi now whistled for his first foul, and that is 3. But this is Ramos just kind of finding some space, just getting it up there softly so it hits the rim and falls through. Just an out-and-out score, Dwight Ramos. And this time the bounce pass intended for Law goes out of bounds. I'm not sure, though, you'd find 3 more imports, so to speak, 3 more powerful Americans in a starting 5 than what you see with Cooley, Law, and Kirk. Although Kirk now plays for Japan, as I said. That's the rebound. Here comes Law. So Kirk is naturalized. Here is good shot from Cooley, and Onodera calls the first timeout. Cooley just kind of letting the game come to him. But there's just no, it's just not a fair fight when you have this front line going up against LEVANGA. Ramos almost just giving him that shot, hoping he's going to miss. Didn't want to commit the foul. Interesting, Alex Kirk hails from Los Alamos. Los Alamos, New Mexico. Actually played college basketball at New Mexico. Had played for Homework Tokyo from 2017 to 2023. He's been with RYUKYU since 2023, 2024 season. Here's the entry pass. Welsh looking to make the extra pass. I think he needed to go up with that one. Here's Law just gradually getting closer to the basket, trying to avoid running into a defender and taking the lead to 13-9. And there's nothing wrong with making those interior passes, but sometimes when you're the big guy, you got to go strong, and Welsh needs to. There's Kriener. Long rebound. Kishimoto holds up. Kishimoto from deep. Is Kikuchi wide open on the wing and able to hustle, get the basketball. Shot clock down to 5. They got to go quickly. Terrazano bounce pass to Welsh, and maybe should have caught that one. It was not an easy one. Had a little bit of zip on the bounce. There's Kirk, and he is fouled. And I think his little shout right at the end helped him get that call. And I do think it was a good call. He was bumped. I think what Kriener's a little bit disappointed there, because you could see that Kirk was kind of almost sealing, kind of pushing him away to free up some space to get his shot. So now he's got a chance for a three-point play. Shimatani comes into the game. Exciting point guard. Terry Allen comes in for Kriener. And don't forget, Cave Aluma still looming on the bench for RYUKYU Golden Kings. When he comes in, that is going to be a problem. He is a tough player. But right now it's Kirk. And limits the damage with the free throw miss for Hokkaido. This bounce pass. That's more like it. Welsh is such a soft shot. He has taken probably 1 million shots in practice and games. that very area. Free throw line jumpers. Kishimoto turns it over. Oh, nice pass to Welsh. Goes off his hands and out of bounds. I think he was trying to pass it to the corner. So Ramos is going to take a seat. And Naito comes into the game. Here he is, the young man, 19, a part of this program the past few years, playing for the youth teams. And that's one of the exciting things about for these youngsters. Kishimoto drives in, nobody gets close to stopping him. Shimatani, I think, was expecting some help. Maybe he needs to do a little bit better himself, moving his feet on defense. Nice bounce pass, Allen, and he gets it to Welsh. And this is what happens. You go up strong for the dunk, and at bare minimum, they're going to foul you unless it's just a terrific block. This is Allen. Great bounce pass. This time Welsh does a good job keeping his eye on the ball, catching it, and going up strong. If you go up just for the layup sometimes or a little jumper, you might not get that call. Put the pressure on the ref to make that call. Arakawa comes into the game. Welsh leans into it, makes the first. Hayate Arakawa for RYUKYU, averaging 4.4 points, 1.6 assists, 1.2 rebounds. Also, Ito checks into the game as well. And Welsh makes both. Ito averaging 3 points, 2 assists per game. So all of these guys, you wouldn't say it's awesome depth, but it's effective. These guys come in, make contributions. And as it is, it's a 4-point lead for RYUKYU Golden Kings. And the big question is, can they get anything going at this end? And that is just a terrific finish from number 18, Waki. Masahiro Waki scoring over the giant Welsh. Well, look at this. Didn't look quite as impressive in slow-mo. It was still a great finish though from Waki, who commits the foul. Morazani trying to make the pass to Allen. Here's Waki. Ito brings it back outside. Arakawa left open, takes it, and Cooley does Jack Cooley things. Offensive rebound and putback. Oh. Falling out of bounds. Shimatani was able to make the pass, but then it goes off his teammate's hands and out of bounds. That's just almost too easy for Cooley. You got to really go to battle with him underneath. And here's RYUKYU Golden Kings just gradually pulling away, up by 8 points. Well, that'll help Levanga. Ito with the turnaround air ball, jump shot. Terrazano, Morazani, a bit long. Arakawa. Look at Cooley. It doesn't matter where he is. He gets the rebound. And don't forget, Welsh does corral his share of rebounds as well. 14 a game. Oh, some shaking and baking and driving in. And that was some slick stuff from Arakawa. Ryan Kriener comes in. Welsh is going to take a seat for the first time. And Kirk comes in as well. This is it's a powerful lineup. And I have to say, out of all the moves that we've seen so far for this RYUKYU Kings team, that move by Arakawa was probably the best. He and Waki both having success driving to the basket. RESONA knocks down a much-needed three for LEVANGA. Here's Arakawa again, bounce pass to Law. I know that's Aluma, excuse me, he's checked in, and Aluma, a little jumper in, turnaround jumper in the lane. So yeah, the more you watch this, maybe the talent is a little bit better than we were talking about earlier on, and from the bench, certainly Aluma could start, and Arakawa and Waki have been tough. Well, the bottom line is with Hokkaido, if you are going to beat RYUKYU Golden Kings, you have to defend and you have to get rebounds, defensive rebounds, and limit their shots. And so far, RYUKYU have done pretty much what they wanted to at that end. They've got 25 points. I'm not saying it's easy, but that's what has to be done. Here's Ramos. Oh, nice move. Ramos freeing himself, getting it up just in time. Now, Morzani, they need to hold it for the last shot. Allen knocks it down. Well, that's a good finish to the quarter for LEVANGA. Hokkaido 25-19, RYUKYU Golden Kings on top at the end of one. So 25-19, RYUKYU Golden Kings on top of Hokkaido. You look at the shooting numbers, 3 of 7 for Hokkaido from three-point range, and there's just certain areas of the game where they have to be better if they're going to have a chance to win this game, and that is one of them. They've got to be able to knock down some threes. Can't miss layup. You don't want to turn the ball over, and you got to be able to get some rebounds. Got to limit this RYUKYU Golden Kings team when they've got the basketball. So the good thing is Hokkaido get the ball back here to start the second quarter. Here's Kriener. Ramos. Aluma with the rebound, hands it off. Now Waki has it. It's got good size for a guard. Bring it up the floor. Kirk. And how do you beat this? I mean, he not only dominates you down low, you're almost relieved when he goes outside, and then he knocks down the long jump shot. So 8-point lead. Morzani, Waki guarding him closely. Allen from downtown. Arakawa. Back to Aluma. Allen does a good job moving his feet, and that's what I'm talking about. That's much better defense than what we saw before with Shimatani, and then Kirk shoots it, goes out of bounds. Here's the drive and the foul. So Terzano getting the foul called on Alex Kirk. Arakawa, the 27-year-old. In fact, no, they're going to call it on Arakawa. So that's his first foul. Good rim protection from Kirk to prevent the three-point play opportunity. And Terzano makes the first. Look how excited these people are to be here. I mean, they bring their own cameras. It's just an event every time these B-League teams take the court. You get the whole week to build up for it. And the great thing is you get 2 games at the weekend. And Terzano makes both. 27-21. Matsushita checks into the game for the first time. Yuta Matsushita, 1.3-point average per game. Here's Kirk. Back to Waki, the 23-year-old, whips it back to Aluma. Aluma catches it, floats in. Skill, talent, athleticism, length. He ticks the boxes. Dwight Ramos. So Craner, I think, whistled for the foul here. 29-21, Ryukyu. Yeah, Craner. It's tough, though, because you've got Kirk, who wants the contact. So you have no choice but to battle with him. And when he gets the call, it just makes it that much tougher. Thomas Welsh comes back into the game for Craner. Onodera trying to manage the foul situation. 2 fouls now on Craner. Here's Kirk. Will turn around. Misses everything. Terzano able to get it. Ito flailing like he'd been fouled. Welsh has to be careful he doesn't get called for a moving screen. Terzano puts it up and in. Well, he's hit a couple tonight. He's hit a 3. Now he's hit that one. Back to a 6-point deficit. It was a good-looking drive from the baseline by Matsuwaki, but doesn't finish. Terzano again starting to feel it front and back of the rim. He put it up there soft enough, it just didn't drop. And now Terzano whistled for the foul. Sakihama checks into the game. Opportunity for the 19-year-old to get some minutes here. Only averages 2 minutes a game. Hasn't scored yet. And Sakihama inbounds the basketball. Oh boy, careless play by Matsuwaki, turning it over. Now Terry Allen back to, nice move. Oh, Terry Allen's really stepping up his game of late. So great play, 6:36 remaining in the second quarter, 29-25. And Terry Allen leading the comeback. And it all started with the Matsuwaki turnover. And then Allen going up against Law. Now, this is not easy, but he's just patient, great footwork, keeps Vic Law on his back, and is able to go up, and maybe a little bit unlucky that they didn't call a foul there. So coming out of the timeout, you see Cooley getting involved, fouled by Terry Allen. And Terry Allen's like, what am I supposed to do? And I think this is the problem. Again, it's RYUKYU. Big, strong players like Cooley and Kirk are attacking, seeking contact, creating contact, inviting it. Cooley doesn't care too much for the Cows. But how do you defend it? You know, if you're Allen, what are you supposed to do? You can't just let him walk in and have an uncontested layup. You got to play defense. So here's a problem. I'm sure something that Onodera will ask the referee is, well, how am I supposed to defend? 31-25. I think it's imperative. You got to cut the passes off. Ramos comes out, knocks down the jumper. So now at the other end, you got to prevent him from getting the ball down low. Easier said than done, especially if Kishimoto starts making shots. Here's the bounce pass to Cooley. So here he is again, getting it down low. And this time, great defense by Welsh. Had his hands up, and then it comes down to whether or not Cooley makes the shot, and then Cooley following it up, called for the foul coming over the back. Watch this. In fact, he really didn't push off too much, but he accepted the foul. Nearly 15 minutes into the game. Here's Welsh. That's his shot, but he's short. And he's fortunate that he wasn't called for coming over the back. Kishimoto. Law. And LEVANGA fortunate. They let Law get really deep, but he wasn't able to make it. Now they pass it around. Ramos knocks it down. Well, the bottom line is, you know, you look at Terrazano and you look at Ramos, and especially Ramos, when he's a natural, pure shooter. When he gets those jump shots, he has to knock them down. And he has. He's got 9 points and his timeout by RYUKYU Golden Kings. Doesn't have, I mean, that is what a shooting guard wants. Have time to set your feet, catch and shoot, and nobody there in front of him, and he will make that shot. Here's Ramos near the free throw line. You might remember, I mean, Ramos, when it comes to national team basketball with Philippines, had a solid performance at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament in Latvia. Also at the World Cup, when Philippines hosted in 2023, averaged more than 13 points per game there, averaged almost 14 points per game when they played in Riga, and I think raised a lot of eyebrows. And in this game here, he's showing signs again of kind of taking on more of a go-to man flavor, leadership, which is encouraging to see, especially for LEVANGA. Well, he gets picked this time, and Law open, doesn't take the shot. Onodera has it. Shot clock about to expire. Oh, they get it to Kirk. Oh, wow. Just in the nick of time. Beautiful shot again. Ramos is having himself a game, folks. He's got 12 points. We're knotted at 33. Law. That's a tough shot. That's a tough foul. Free throws for Law. Kind of leans in. Watch it. Well, to be fair, Ramos does have his hands on him as he gets closer to the line, and any time that happens, you're putting yourself in danger of picking up that foul when you get your hands on the offensive player, on the shooter. So Law goes to the line and makes the first. He's got 8 points. There's Ramos, 12 points, leading all scores at this point. RYUKYU Golden Kings, best team thus far this season in the West. Best in the West. 34 wins, 13 defeats. LEVANGA 5th in the East. They're not the least in the East, so that's good. 18-29. Mid-table. 3:50 to go. Terrazano. Oh, boy, Terrazano, how do you miss that? You do all the hard work, but you don't make the layup. And now Law dumps it down low, and Kirk gets it and has it knocked out of his hands as he goes up. Good job by Thomas Welsh. Here's Ramos again. Oh, lost his handle. Oh, good dribbling by Law. Onodera goes down, gets blocked, and there's the follow from Kirk. And this sequence has not been a good one for LEVANGA, because you miss a layup, and then Ramos turns it over, and then you give up a fast break. But Kirk showing his value, hustling down to follow up the missed shot. Allen, open from the left. That's good. Love this guy. He really has picked it up. RYUKYU leading by just 1 point. Kirk. Oh, boy, Allen. That is a costly foul. Number 2. So I thought he had 3, but nevertheless, that was great hustle by Welsh, but the trailer, Kirk, following up the miss, huffing and puffing. Kirk with 10 points. Allen goes out with his second foul. That's a blow. He just knocked down the jump shot. So 2:47 remaining. Naito checks back into the game. And Kirk makes the first. Love those RYUKYU Golden Kings baseball-style jerseys. Those fans wearing to come and support their team. Kirk makes the second. Shimatani, bounce pass. Morazani thought about it. He's going to have to launch it. He does. Kirk. Double team comes. That's a charge. That's great help defense by Shimatani. Terrific. And that's something that we haven't really seen, the help coming. And maybe it's a little more obvious when you don't have the bigs in there guarding. You've got Suzuki, who's doing a good job moving his feet, but he's going to struggle just to contain Kirk on his own, just like everybody else. So Shimatani comes over and gives up his body to get the ball back. So a great play by the point guard. 39-36. HOKKAIDO, they can knock down a three-pointer. We're going to be tied once again. Morazani open. Goes down, hoping to get a call. He doesn't get one. Kishimoto, who's been quiet, drifts in. Kishimoto again. Is he going to launch it? He drifts in. Great patience by Kishimoto, number 14. He's got 4 points. And with 1:39 remaining, I think Ramos is like, you're going to put me back in. And I think Onodera was shaking his head, said, yes, Dwight, you're going back in. Look at Kishimoto. He doesn't settle for the three. And in the end, just is able to get a layup. Well, it's a game for everybody, young, old, moms and dads, kids, grandmom, granddad, everybody comes out to these games. It's fantastic. Kriener, Hoshino, and Allen each with 2 fouls for HOKKAIDO, and Ramos and Terrazano each with 1. And I think Onodera doesn't want to risk one of his big guns picking up a 3rd foul here at the end of the first half, but obviously you'd like to have them on the court because it makes it a little bit easier for RYUKYU Golden Kings. But again, this is a important final 1:39 remaining in this opening half. LEVANGA just trying to keep this thing close by halftime and then get to halftime, get to the locker room and regroup. Ramos does check back into the game. Shimatani whips it over to Morazani. Oh, well, able to get it. Shimatani. It looked good, but it was just a little bit long. And there's a foul. Biggest lead of the game for RYUKYU has been 10 points. So Welsh does indeed pick up his first foul. Arizona back into the game. And Jack Cooley steps up to the stripe and makes the first. 7 points for Jack Cooley. Big number 45 gets ready for the second one. And he makes it. Been with this club for a long time, since 2020-21 season. So he is clearly 33 years of age, very happy to be where he is. And I think the club likes him a lot. Fan favorite. Morzani knocks it down finally. And Morzani's got to score, folks. I mean, he's got to, he's very creative. He looks great, but he's got to be able to finish. Here's Law. Oh, my, that is a dagger in the first half. Try to build a little bit of momentum here in the first half, get into halftime. You just hit a big shot, and then RYUKYU go down and knock down a three. Kishimoto comes up with the basketball. I should say, actually, that Cooley's first season, 2019-2020 with RYUKYU Golden Kings. Well, that was good hustle from both players. Kishimoto getting on the ground for the basketball, battling with Suzuki. 6.7 seconds remaining. Timeout because they want to get a shot. Try to stretch that lead. This is Law. And this is annoying if you are LEVANGA, because you're like, okay, we got to get set on defense. Let's try to stop their offense. And Vic Law says, no, there's not going to be any passing on this one. I'm just going to put this one up from about a meter from behind the arc. But with Cooley, you go back, and again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't suggest, as we see Morzani hitting the three, or hitting the jump shot, the three. It doesn't matter if your numbers are better one year than the other, because sometimes it's how the team wants to play, who else is in the team. You make changes. Maybe your offense doesn't need as much, but his best season scoring-wise, 2022-2023, when he averaged 16.4 points per game. But he's pretty steady. There is the miss from Law, and then the foul on the putback. And just as we're talking about Jack Cooley, he comes out and does Jack Cooley things. And that's just a great rebound. I mean, he's in there. His body's in there. He's like kind of at a different angle. He's reaching up for the ball, comes down with it, and is able to get fouled with 0.1 seconds remaining. And this is why he is with RYUKYU Golden Kings for several seasons, since 2019-2020, because if there is a ball, even with a great rebounder out there like Welsh, Jack Cooley's going to get it. Makes one of two, and that'll be it. So RYUKYU Golden Kings lead it 47-36 39 at halftime here at LEVANGA, Hokkaido.
その道のりは険しく果てしない。それでも私たちは地域の未来へパスをつなぎたい。
レバンガの順位は第13位でした。皆さん本当にレバードへの、全力投票していただきました。ありがとうございました。深々とレバードもお礼してますね。13位という数字でございましたけども、本当に皆さんのご投票ありがとうございました。以上が B リーグマスコットオブザイヤー2024-25シーズンの投票結果発表いたしましたでレバードより感謝を込めましてですね、ここでパシスタスピリッツとのハーフタイムのスペシャルダンスパフォーマンスというのを楽しんでいただきたいというふうに思っております。パフォーマンスでした。ありがとうございました。さあそれではここでパシスタスピリッツよりお知らせがありますよ。先日2025-26シーズンのパシスタスピリッツメンバーオーディションの開催が発表されました。レバンガ北海道公式チアダンスチームであるパシスタスピリッツの活動を通しましてレバンガ北海道を全力で応援してくださる方、ファンブーサーの皆様へ明日の頑張れを届けるべく全力を尽くしていただける方、そのような方とともにレバンガ北海道のクラブ理念であります北海道から人に 社会に感動を届けて世の中を笑顔にすることを実現していきたいと思っております。エントリー期間は4月18日の金曜日までとなっていますね。ダンス経験者、マイクパフォーマンスが得意な方、自分には面白いこんな武器があるなどなど、そんな皆様からの挑戦をお待ちしています。詳しくはレバンガ北海道公式 SNS などなどご確認いただきたいと思います。以上、パシスタスピリッツレバードによりますハーフタイムスペシャルダンスパフォーマンスでした。今後とも引き続きレバード、そしてパシスタスピリッツへの全力応援よろしくお願いいたします。
さあ、ここからのお時間は JAL プレゼンツ織茂社長対 JAL 社員全力シュート対決のお時間です。本日は JAL チームとして JAL スカイ札幌青木あゆみさん、 JAL グランドサービス札幌後藤達也さんに挑戦していただきます。よろしくお願いします。
お願いします。もうバスケ上手い人の雰囲気出てる。
お二人ともバスケ経験者ということで、まずはルールのご説明です。ホーム側 JAL チームのお二人には1人ずつ順番にフリースローに挑戦していただきます。そしてアウェイ側の織茂社長には1人でひたすらスリーポイントを打っていただきます。制限時間は1分間、時間内に多くシュートを決めたチームの勝利です。そして本日は会場内の JAL ブースにて JAL おわ織茂社長のどちらかが勝利するかを全員予想していただいております。見事的中された方全員に50マイルをプレゼントさせていただきますので、ぜひ投票した方を応援していただければと思います。それではお二人準備はよろしいでしょうか。いいですか。はい、織茂社長も大丈夫ですか。さあ、気合入ってますね。
うわー、どうなる。
織茂社長勝ったらなんと1万マイル。
1万マイルだから本当に勝ちに来ると思いますけど、
それでは行きましょう。よーいスタート。
さあ、いきなりだ。
織茂社長いきなり進めてきた。
いきなりだもう。うわ、これだ。さあ、どうする。さあ、今のはやばいねこれ。織茂さんが織茂してるかも。織茂さんが織茂し始めてる。やばい。でも JAL の皆さんもめちゃめちゃ綺麗なシュートなんですけど、ちょっと待って、織茂さん今日も
テレさんが30秒
お兄さんとテレさんがちょっとテンポを崩す。同時だ。やばいですねこれ。織茂さん何本だろう今。 JAL のお二人もめちゃくちゃ綺麗なシュートなんだけど、織茂さんがねやっちゃってんのよ。皆さん拍手ください。皆さん応援の拍手を、熱い拍手を。今恐ろしいですこれ。やばい。何周。じゃあ何周。
5、
青木さんと一緒です。さあ
3、
後藤さんと一周。終了。いや
ー、ということで得点の方を見ていきましょう。まずはホーム側の JAL チームの得点は何ポイントでした。4ポイント。
拍手を。
これはあるんじゃないか。
あるよ。すごい。いや、すごい。やっぱりバスケやってる2人でした。綺麗でした。
ナイスシュートでした。さあ、そして織茂社長の得点何ポイントでしょう。6ポイント。さあ、ということで織茂社長の勝利です。
レジェンドでした。
ちゃんと決めてきたな。
レジェンドだったか。
途中お兄さんのテルさんが、
いや、テルさんね途中で妨害あったんですけどね、兄弟プレーでした。
さあ、ということで見事勝利しました織茂社長には JAL 様よりなんと1万マイルがプレゼントされます。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。さあ、ということでプレゼンターは、JAL の方からのプレゼントです。よろしくお願いいたします。さあ、記念撮影ですね。
容赦なかったか。
会場内の JAL ブースにて JAL チーム、そして織茂社長が勝利すると予想していただいた方、織茂社長が予想していただいた方全員になんと50マイルがプレゼントになります。予想が当たった皆様おめでとうございました。織茂さん、1万マイル、おめでとうございます。
最高。
しっかり決めきましたね。プレッシャーかかんなかったんですか。
いや、かかんないですけど、球よこさないですよ。
そうですね。お兄さんがね、
あれ悪いっす。
でもあれの後も決めてた、動じなかったですね。
素晴らしいです。
本気で取りに来てた。
見事1万マイルおめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
以上 JAL プレゼンツ織茂社長対 JAL 社員全力周到対決でした。 JAL の青木さん、後藤さん、織茂社長ありがとうございました。皆さんに大きな拍手を。
皆様お疲れ様でした。
コースドプレゼンツ1位を当てろレバンガカップレース。セナハロー、この企画は北海道のご当地 VTuber 風越セナがお届けします。お付き合いください。ルールのご案内です。回答者はこのスクリーンに抜かれたあなた。1から3の中からお好きな車を選びます。あとは祈るだけ。見事選んだ車が優勝したら講師堂が運営するホテルビラ講師堂の宿泊券をプレゼント。それでは皆の衆、健闘を祈ってるぞ。
さあということで参加者を会場から選びますので、皆さんしっかりカメラにアピールしてください。本日のチャレンジャーはどなたになるでしょうか。さあアピールしていただいて、本日のチャレンジャーはこの方と決まりました。
ありがとうございます。
さあではお好きな車を選んでいただいて、カメラに向かって選んだ車の番号を指で教えてください。何番にしますか。さあ何番だ。さあもうちょっと、3番。
なるほど。
緑の3番の車、皆さん応援してください。それでは行きましょう。よーいスタート。
緑、みんなで3番が1位になることを祈って。さあお願い。スタート、スタート大事。スタート大事。緑来て、緑来てお願い。いいよ、逆にいいのよ。逆にこの辺いいよ。
いいかな。
このどう、このままいける。このまま行くパターンある。どうする。うわそこでさらにスピン。
1番の赤の車が勝利しちゃいました。
そこでスピンする。
うわーやりましたね。でもレバンガカップレースに参加してくれたあなたには参加賞として講師堂カフェ、スーパーカーカフェフィカータのお食事券をプレゼントさせていただきます。試合終了後に1回ファンクラブブースまでお越しください。
楽しんでもらえたかな。それでは後半も頑張れレバンガ。
リソナグループ B リーグ2024-25シーズン JAL サンクスゲームレバンガ北海道対琉球ゴールデンキングス。ここで協賛協力講演各社様をご紹介いたします。リソナグループ B リーグ2024-25シーズン B リーグトップパートナーソフトバンク、 B リーグタイトルパートナーリソナグループ、 B リーグイノベーションパートナーインフロニアホールディングス、 B リーグパートナーズ日本郵便、 G ショック、日本生命、 B リーグサポーティングカンパニーズソニーミュージックエンターテインメント、モルテン、朝日新聞、日本経済新聞社、大塚製薬、野村工芸社、 EY ジャパン、エニタイムフィットネス、アーシャルデザイン、ストライク、 TIS、スポーツデポ、ロックアイス、ふるさとチョイス、ティックスプラス、 B リーグサプライヤーアダストリア、 B リーグコミュニケーションパートナー LINE ヤフー、 B リーグスポーツ振興パートナースポーツくじウィナー、 B リーググロースパートナー電通。
世界最大の室内 DX ゴルフ空間 G イーグルゴルフ。ただいま会員募集中。全打席にカメラと弾道計測器、トラックマンを設置。練習に確信を、スイングに確信を。 G
47-39, Ryukyu Golden Kings on top of Levanga Hokkaido at halftime. And Levanga doing a great job of making some plays, keeping this close, but they've struggled at this end of the floor like so many other teams do in the B-League because Ryukyu just have so much size, strength, and talent. You know, these guys can not only go to work down low like this, but they can also score outside. But how do you stop this? I mean, you can't do anything else, really, if you're Kriener on that play. Dwight Ramos has done a good job keeping Levanga in it. He's got 12 points to lead his team. Big Law does 12 points, gets it to Cooley there, who Cooley sinks it, 9 points, 4 rebounds for Jack Cooley. Feels like he's got 20 rebounds. And then you have Arakawa coming off the bench. And despite missing that, there's Cooley with the offensive rebound and putback. But Arakawa has played very well. He shot well. We made that one bucket rather on the layup. Here he is with the basketball. Now watch this. Just took what the defense gave him. So Ramos is feeling it. Interesting to see if he can keep it up in the second half. And Allen did very well. Coming off the bench with 8 points, hit a couple of threes, had a good move down low when he was guarded by Vic Law, had him on his back and was able to get in and score. Matsuwaki turning it over. And this is one of Allen's, this is the shot, this is the play I was just talking about. So he has Law on his back and then he's able to go up and score. I think he got fouled there right at the end. Law going up, kind of lowering his arms. And that was a good rebound by Matsushita. And Terrazano, ultimately the ball goes to Ramos. And Dwight Ramos knocks down one of his 2 threes. He was 2 of 5 from the arc. Here he was driving and turning it over, which came at a bad time because they had a little bit of momentum. And then despite Onodera missing, Kirk hustles down the floor and makes the shot with the putback. And then Kishimoto doesn't get the 3 attempt, or he's not interested. He just wants to drive and he puts it up and in. And then this one hurt because you don't even really get a chance to play defense. And Law just goes down and just buries it from a long way out. 47-39. And good shooting from both teams, but the key stat, really, the rebounds, 20 rebounds for Ryukyu Golden Kings, just 10 rebounds for Levanga. With rebounds, especially offensive rebounds, they've got 5. With that comes second chance points. They've got 7 second chance points. They lead by 8 points, and really that is, you could say that's the difference. Kirk 14 leading all scores. Law has 12, Cooley 9, so they're big 3. And it's crazy to say that without including Kevin Luma, but I mean, you know, that's the trio that's doing all the damage. And for Levanga, Ramos has done pretty much what he can do. He's got 12 points. Allen's done about what he can do, 8 points. Terrazano has 7. I guess you're looking for maybe some more from Welsh if possible. He's got 6 points. They also got foul trouble. You got Kriener. Well, not necessarily foul trouble, but 3 guys with a couple of fouls each. And no foul trouble for Ryukyu Golden Kings. Well, maybe the way for Levanga to be a little bit more disruptive in the open floor, in the backcourt, maybe put on a little pressure. Don't allow RYUKYU Kings to come down and set up on offense the way they want to. They can take some time off the clock. So Levanga starting with the first possession. Attacking the basket to the left. Law forcing the turnover there, reaches in. Terrazano went down. I was expecting a whistle, but we didn't get anything. Terrazano didn't complain either. There's Kishimoto. Look at Cooley just posting up down low and does not score. He's mad because he was able to get Welsh behind him. Craner open from up top. Remember, RYUKYU Golden Kings leading the West. Law missing this three. So they're best in the West, cruising towards the playoffs. Probably is the team that's going to win the West. Third best record. And Ramos missing this one. Welsh kept it alive. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Welsh coming over the back. Push. A little frustrating for Welsh because when you're battling with Cooley, you're going to get. He's gonna really make you feel it. So I don't know how you're supposed to really compete with him, but at the end of the day, they will call some fouls on Cooley as well, going for rebounds. So the best record, 39-7, San Antonio Phoenix in the Central. Then in the East, it's Utsunomiya Brex at 38-9. And then you've got Alvark Tokyo, as you see. Oh. 2 free throws awarded after the turnover. Good job by Naito, 19-year-old, going to the line. In fact, it was more Law just dribbled it. I think the crowd wanting an unsportsmanlike foul there. But back to the best records. So San Antonio Phoenix at 39-7. Then you got Utsunomiya Brex at 38-9. Oh, they are going to look at this to see if it's unsportsmanlike. This will be interesting. It looked like at the end of that there might have been a little bit of an unnecessary push by Law. Watch this. Is he playing the ball here? No. I think they might call this. Yeah, that's an unsportsmanlike. There is no doubt about it. He's running straight and then he just runs right into him. He is reaching for the ball, but that is a clear unsportsmanlike. And Law wisely goes over and helps him up. If these refs don't call this, I will be shocked. I would fully expect that to be unsportsmanlike. So in the Central, Alvark Tokyo 34-13. They've got 34 wins. Same record as RYUKYU Golden Kings. So those are the top 4 teams so far. And then you got Shimane, which has had a really good season, chasing RYUKYU 30-17. They will be dangerous. Chiba Jets always going to be dangerous, but Gunma Crane Thunder 31-16, just a game behind Chiba in the East. Oh, Naito taking one for the team there. Good hustle. Come on, put up the unsportsmanlike. Yep. It had to be. They wanted to take their time to get it right, but I thought that was pretty clear. They could have made that call a lot earlier. And Law has no leg to stand on. I mean, you know, this isn't hockey. This isn't football, American football. This is basketball. So Naito goes up to the line and makes the first. Does not make the second. Which is 19. Playing at this level, that's quite an accomplishment. Terzano bounce pass to Welsh. Wide open look. And the jump shot is good from the baseline, knocking it down. Hoshino. His first 2 of the game, and it's back to a 5-point deficit. They got to lock down on defense. Kishimoto probing. Hoshino with the foul. It just feels like such weak contact. Look at this. Okay, yeah, I get, you know, the thing is, Cooley just makes you wrap him up every time down. Here he is. Easily one of the best players in this league, Jack Cooley. Here's Law. And misses. He's going to settle for the 2 free throws. Big, strong, attacking the basket. Take your pick. These 3 guys are pretty much almost unstoppable. Naito with the foul. Law misses the first. If you are Levanga Hokkaido and you start this game, you're like, how are we going to, you know, can we keep this game close? And you're trailing by 5-6 points early in the second half. Would you take that? And I think they probably would. It's 13 points. And right now is when RYUKYU Golden Kings are really going to put the pressure on them. So they have got to raise their intensity level. Levanga got to play a little bit faster, a little bit sharper, a little bit stronger. Got to execute. Hoshino, and this time missing. His attempt rattles out. Kishimoto takes it deep, throws it into Kirk, who catches it and just dunks it. 16 points for Alex Kirk. They should make him captain. Then he'd be Captain Kirk. Star Trek Enterprise. Ball batted in the backcourt, and it goes off of Levanga. So it's going to be Golden Kings basketball. It's interesting with Matsuwaki not playing much today. He has had some games where he has been excellent. And just seems like maybe he's dropped in the pecking order a little bit. Kishimoto, can you believe it? Oh, Welsh not able to save it. So again, it's the ability to get to basketball, whether it's the loose ball, the rebound. RYUKYU Golden Kings are winning those battles. And this is a frustrating one because that's one where you looks like Levanga have a chance. Wall from the elbow. Saw shot drops. Timeout on the court. Law now with 15 points. Onodera has to push the reset button. So the scoring leaders today for RYUKYU Golden Kings, Alex Kirk has 16 points, Law has 15. So back to live action, Levanga. Kriener. Welsh. Terrazano. Welsh trying to get open down low. Hoshino gets it. The Kriener goes up, and you just saw Kirk go up for the rejection. Kriener saw that, and it affected his shot. Now the turnover. A chance for Levanga. Terrazano avoids the foul. Back outside to Ramos. He's got to knock this one down, and he does. I love it when Dwight Ramos does Dwight Ramos things. On the break, he finds his spot behind the arc. His teammate is looking for him. He's going to make it. Great game by Dwight Ramos, 15 points. Nice pass. Cooley. Just make it look so easy. And it really looks like Kishimoto is just in supply mode today. He's not looking for a shot at all. He's looking to get the ball into the big boy's hands. Ramos again. Uh-oh, look out. This is starting to look like his world, and we're just living in it. 18 for Ramos. Whistle blows. Well, they're right there. 6 points difference, 15, just under 15 minutes remaining in the game. Almost another turnover. Ramos chasing Law. And Law just able to get to the basket to get those easy ones. He just makes it look so easy. It's just find somebody that can guard him. The only thing you can do is try to keep the ball out of his hands. And Kriener knocks down the three, so it's a 5-point game. You know, you make some shots, and then it changes things a little bit. But you got to make a lot of jump shots if you just trade buckets. Got to get some stops and rebounds. Oh, Kishimoto this time does put it up. Oh, look at Kirk. Even in that situation where he's doesn't even have position, he's able to get the rebound. Then he gets the rebound again, and the Japan national team man from the last window comes away with no points. Good play to get it open, left corner. Oh. Well, that was one for Kikuchi to make, and here is Cooley. Kikuchi can make that three. You'd ideally like Ramos to get touches. Here's Kriener as well, because he's starting to feel it, but lead 7, and again, RYUKYU Golden Kings looking to stretch it. Kirk asking for it. Kriener trying to keep him away. And they are fortunate that time that Waki misses the wide open jumper from the elbow. So Levanga riding their luck a little bit. Terrazano. Kriener. Alley-oop pass, and Welsh goes up for the dunk. Great eye contact, Craner and Welsh. Eight points, 5 rebounds for Thomas Welsh. Timeout called by Ryukyu Golden Kings. What can't be acceptable as we look at this, it's a great spot, and Law just kind of caught ball watching that time. What can't be acceptable, though, for Levanga at one end is to allow the big guys, Law, to get some penetration and drive all the way to the hoop. They need to stop him, stop his drives. And then they got to figure out a way to get some help down low whenever the ball is passed into Cooley or Kirk. But, as we said, would you settle for this position at the start of the game? To be this close? If you're Levanga Hokkaido, I think you would, because you're playing one of the best teams in the league. 10-24 today. I mean, it's given them a chance, and Dwight Ramos has been very Dwight Ramos-like today. 4 of 8 from three-point range, 18 points. He just looks more comfortable right now in this team. But this is where you need some help. And Terrazano came over to help, but he needs to be up closer. Don't, like he took that charge in the first half from Kirk. He needs to get right up on Cooley. Law. Okay, you'd rather him shoot out there. I mean, what can you do, folks? I mean, the guy just kills you everywhere. He is just such a talent. Just got to tip your hat to him. Takes the lead back up to 8. Kikuchi. Oh, Allen, good catch. Oh, telegraph pass. Waki read it a mile away. Here goes Waki. I like him. Interesting player. And he's just 23 years of age. I like his size. Very big. Nice. Oh, I cannot believe that Welsh missed that shot. I think he wanted to dunk it and then decided to shoot it. Oh, that's not a blocking foul called on Naito. Yeah, that's a good call. So Naito goes out. His second foul, the 19-year-old. Talk about the size of Masahiro Waki, 1.93 meters in height. And here he is going to the line, making the first. Definitely has a nice look about him. Looks like the kind of player that can handle the ball, can maybe post up smaller players, kind of like Dejan Bodiroga used to do back in the day for Yugoslavia and all the clubs that he played for. He looks taller, though, than 1.93 to me. Matsuwaki. Here's the pass up the floor. Allen. How good is Allen? I'm telling you, this guy, under the radar good. Terry Allen having himself a game today. Aluma, so smooth, hands it off to Ito. Back to Aluma. I mean, this team looks like they can win it all because they're just able to attack you anywhere on the court. Multiple players. And at this end, they make it very difficult. Welsh, unlucky. Front and back of the rim, pops out. The reality is you almost have to play perfect basketball to beat RYUKYU Golden Kings if you're Levanga today. And they're just not able to make all their shots. Cooley, again, just so powerful. 15 points. Nakano checks into the game. Tsukasa Nakano. Biggest lead of the game now, 14 points for Ryukyu Golden Kings. Morzani. They want to take it all the way down, and Shimatani fouled. Feels like this Levanga team just needs that one other really big guy in there that can compete with the bigs. Kirk, Cooley especially. Here's Morzani, he's got to get the shot. Oh, he's fouled. It was before the shot, because Ryukyu had a foul to give. Morzani was acutely aware he was trying to get into the shooting motion. So 1.2 seconds left. It's basically a catch and shoot. Shimatani gets the turnaround. Morzani, and goes off the side of the backboard. 3 quarters in the books, and Ryukyu Golden Kings open up a big lead here at the end of the third quarter. It's 70-56. Well, you look at Ryukyu Golden Kings, what they've got coming up for the rest of the season. And they've got, again, here tomorrow against Levanga. Then they've got Shiga Lake Stars. They'll be favored to win that one. Shiga Lakes. They'll be favored to beat Sendai, obviously, in a couple of games. And Osaka Vesa. That could be a tough game. Nagasaki Velka. That'll be a tough game. Tough series. Hiroshima. And then a couple against Shimane, Susanoo Magic. And then they finish up with Saga Ballooners. So we shall see. I would think that Shimane are not going to be able to overhaul them down the stretch, but Shimane pretty safe in second place with that 5-game lead over Kyoto, who, by the way, Kyoto Hatters have had a great season, 25-22. Right now, it's Gunma Crane Thunder and Seahorses Makawa that occupy those 2 best places outside of the top 2, so they would go to the playoffs. Fourth quarter action underway, and Ryukyu attacking with the first possession. Ball goes out of bounds. And let's see how ruthless Ryukyu are, or are we going to see a determined effort by Levanga? There's a drive and a bucket from Waki. He's got 8. Allen. Is he going to take on Aluma? No, he's going to get it to Welsh, who shoots and scores over Kirk. Aluma. Oh, look at that. And that's what's so painful for Levanga Hokkaido. Even when they miss, they're on the offensive glass getting the rebound. I think Kirk got away with a little bit of a push. Kirk misses the first. Josh Hawkinson was such an important player the last couple of years for Japan's national team. But with Kirk coming in the last window, Tom Hovass getting a look at him, and you wonder who might play at the FIBA Asia Cup. Maybe Hawkinson takes the summer off. Maybe he wants to play. Or maybe Hovass thinks Kirk is a better fit. Who knows? I think he definitely brings a little bit more intimidation down low. But it's hard to argue with the stats of Hawkinson. Clock went down to 4. Nakano goes down, held by Waki. Morzani takes it in, brings it back out. Waki trying to stick with him. Now they get the switch. Morzani over to Allen. Aluma. And Levanga Hokkaido fortunate to get the basketball there. Just so hard to beat this RYUKYU Golden Kings team to the basketball. Dwight Ramos back in. Let's see how many he can go for. He's had a great game. 18 points. Came in averaging 11.6 points per game. And Morzani missing, and again, it's Aluma that rebounds and runs. From the baseline, Ito. Well, Ramos had 18 against Koshigaya, 16 against Koshigaya in the first meeting last weekend. Here's Allen. Oh boy, no foul called. Yep. He had 8 against Guma Crane Thunder. He was shut out in one of the games against Nagoya, but he had 14 in the other one. He did have 30 points against Shiga Lakes on March 12th. He's had some big games. He's had a few games where he hasn't scored. So for Dwight Ramos, obviously you want to have that consistency, and he will have scored 16 points or more for the 3rd consecutive game today. So that's developing some consistency. Craner missing it in the paint. And this is not heading in the right direction for Levanga Hokkaido. Here's Kirk, pulls up and misses. Ramos. Ooh, good rebound. Craner. Second foul on Law. Probably Law or Kirk would be the MVP today. Law with the 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Kirk has 17 points. Lozano scoring with the drive. Gets it back to a 15-point deficit. 7 rebounds for Kirk. Also, just a great presence down low here. Oh. And turnover on Kirk. Terzano has it knocked out of his hands. I think it goes off of him. Nope, it goes off of RYUKYU Golden Kings. Oh, they want to challenge it. You don't want to finish the game without using your challenge. Well, we talked about Ryukyu's close to the season. Levanga Hokkaido, meanwhile, are going to be taking on Ibaraki Robots at Ibaraki Robots. Then they will be at Saga Ballooners for a couple. Then they'll be at home against Akita, Northern Happiness. See if we can see who this goes off of. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's clearly going to be RYUKYU Golden Kings basketball. It goes off of Terzano's foot. They'll also have a couple of games against Chiba Jets, Koshigaya Alphas, Sendai, Ibaraki, 2 games here to finish things off. $15-point lead for RYUKYU Golden Kings. Just won the challenge. 6.5 minutes remaining in the game. Aluma knocks down the 3. And the lead is 18. And there is, they may not have the best record in the B-League overall, but you would say that this team has as good a chance as anybody to win this title on this performance, judging from this performance today, because they have got talent and abundance. The only area I'm wondering is if they might need a little more help at point guard. Kishimoto, solid. But what about when he goes out? Well, they do have Waki, who's more of a 2 guard. 20 points for Law, 17 Kirk, 15 Cooley, and 10 Aluma. So that is getting good bang for your buck with those guys, racking up the points. Yokohama B Corsairs winning against Shimane today, who are trailing RYUKYU Golden Kings, so they're not going to make up. They're going to lose ground, Shimane. So this is a very fruitful day for RYUKYU Golden Kings, if indeed they do go on and win this. And another big win for Yokohama. Coach Lassie Tuovi, I think, having a very good season without Yuki Kawamura. Hiroshima winning today against Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. $78-60. RYUKYU Golden Kings. 6 minutes remaining. And it goes to Kirk. Gets hit in the face, brings it back out. Law, tough shot on the run. Just impossible to stop. 22 points for the man that is laying down the law today. Whistle blows and the foul. So Arakawa back in the game and doing some damage. Hoshino goes out with 4 fouls. Has been a tough game. Just feels like this Levanga team needs a few more reinforcements in terms of size to be able to compete with those big guys. Here's Aluma. Five minutes remaining in the game, 20-point advantage for RYUKYU. Welsh gets it up, it gets blocked by Kirk. Aluma, he likes that spot, doesn't he? And now you know what I'm talking about. You would have been happy, you would think, to be within 6 points midway through that third quarter. But it has been all, really it's been all RYUKYU Golden Kings going back to a couple minutes, 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. They've just really turned on the afterburners. It was 58-53 with 2:47 remaining in the game. In the third quarter, excuse me. And since that point, Hokkaido has scored 7 points. It'll be a big one tomorrow. Seahorses Makawa taking on Utsunomiya Brex as well. I'll be bringing you that one. That'll be a very interesting game. Two teams that you think are going to be in the playoffs. But also playing right now. Seahorses Makawa winning that game against Brex. So Levanga trying to finish strong here. They turn it over. Nope, they get it back. Kikuchi. And they get the jump shot. 11 points for Terrazano. Just trying to make that scoreline look a little more respectable. Waki, entry pass, Aluma blocked by Craner, frustrated. Thought he did enough. 21-point lead for RYUKYU Golden Kings, and just look at this again. Yeah, again, it's just so difficult to be able to play defense against these guys down low. They're big, they're physical, they force you to play physical. And they're getting the calls today when they get it down low. And there's contact. Onodera putting the face mask on. And Aluma, meanwhile, steps up to the line to add to his tally. Well, Brex have come back. Oh, they've taken the lead against Steel Horses Makawa. And these guys are going to do it again tomorrow. Just think the intensity has to be a little bit better here for Levanga tomorrow on defense. Maybe especially guarding those guys on the perimeter, make those passes difficult to get it down low. And from a rebounding standpoint, they have just beasted. They feasted and beasted. Almost twice as many rebounds, like 40 to 20. Illuma knocking it away from Craner. Almost think if you coach on Adair, you just need to bring out your starters, bring in the other guys, rest up for tomorrow. Well, Allen's going to come in. Sakihama checking into the game. And from the baseline, coming right in and pouring it in, first 2 points. And that leads to a timeout. That makes his day. Again, point guard, just 19 years of age. Only played in a couple of games, so this is his third game. So first points in the B-League for the young man. That's a big deal. He's not getting carried away with the celebration, but it's definitely one that he's going to remember. Well, they had a press conference on March 28th, Sakihama. He joined him as a special designated player, professional contract from the 2024-25 season. And it was interesting, Kishimoto was there at the press conference, unveiling him. So it actually comes from the Okinawa prefecture, Sakihama, so always wanted to play for this club. And that was also Coach Okatani thinking he has good balance in his game offensively and defensively, so definitely one to watch. Ooh. And Craner fouled Goes down hard late in the game. Not what you want with just a couple minutes remaining. Is that Waki that fouled him? No, it was Cooley that got him. Not what you want when you're down 25 points. A forearm to the face. Could get an unsportsmanlike call here on Cooley. Watch Karina underneath. Well, is this normal boxing out? They could call it because, I mean, Cooley, he's just a battler. You know, he's fighting for position, but if he's allowed to do that, to kind of clear out with his left arm, he's going to catch a lot of players in the face. Let's see if they call it. No, they keep it a normal foul. And he's complaining. I don't know. It looks like he's saying the refs have their eyes closed when he goes up to get the rebound, but I don't know. I think he was fortunate. I'm not saying it wasn't unsportsmanlike, but I could have seen how they would call that an unsportsmanlike. Because he definitely caught Kriener in the face. .150 remaining. Terry Allen back in the game. Terry Allen has come off the bench today, scored 11 points. There's just a gulf in class in terms of talent with these two teams. So I don't think you can expect Onodera to work miracles. I think where you could take issue with Levanga is felt like early in the game defensively, especially in the half court, they, not really. I mean, first of all, it's difficult to guard those guys underneath the basket to compete with them down there. You're not going to win those battles. But what you have to do is you got to be able to move your feet on defense and get some help out on the perimeter and try to create some havoc. And I don't think the intensity was there defensively for those guys. 27-point difference, but this thing has gone in the wrong direction. Remember, it was 58-53 with just under 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And since that point, it has been one-way traffic. RYUKYU Golden Kings just dominating. Waki not interested. And Shimatani, Cardinal Sin never saved the basketball under the other team's basket. And they give up a layup to Sakihama, who scored his first 4 points today as a pro. .91-66 is RYUKYU Golden Kings looking to put the finishing touches on this blowout win. A game that was close, believe it or not. 27 minutes into the contest, it was just a 5-point lead for RYUKYU Golden Kings. But since that point, They have taken off, and Sakihama is finishing in style. He's got 6 points, and he's a local, so he'll be a fan favorite. Allen hangs in there nicely and finishes with the left hand. 13 points for him, so that's going to be it. As Waukee is going to cross midcourt. And again, these two teams will get it on tomorrow as the coaches and teams shake hands. Just a convincing display for RYUKYU Golden Kings, 93-68. They win it convincingly here at Hokkaido. How do you stop Alex Kirk, Vic Law, and Jack Cooley? Well, I think the only thing you could do is try to keep the ball out of their hands. And if they get it, you got to double team them, force somebody else to beat you. And you can see in that second half, that third quarter, started to go a little bit wrong, and then just a blowout in the fourth quarter. Go Kings indeed. So we're going to hear from RYUKYU Golden Kings coach Dayo Katani and one of the players as Levanga's players come out. Levanga Hokkaido to say thanks to the fans that came out today, and no doubt we'll ask them to come back out and support them tomorrow as well. There's the local hero playing in his third game. Sakihama coming out and scored 6 points today. So here's Dayo Katani.
ありがとうございます。
後半27点に抑えたディフェンス、どのように評価されますか？
そうですね、やっぱりスリーポイントが入ってくるとやっぱり乗ってくるチームで、あとリバウンドを取られるとやっぱりそこでリズムつかまれてしまうというところがあったんで、リバウンドとか良かったんですけど、ちょっとやっぱりスリーポイントをやっぱり3クォーターぐらいまでは決められてたところがあるんで、その後ちゃんとスリーポイントっていうところの率を落とさせられたんで、それが最後勝因になったかなというふうに思います。
第3クォーターに5点差まで詰められてタイムアウトを取って、その後すぐ10点にまた戻したと思うんですけど、タイムアウトではどのような指示を出したんでしょうか？
そうですね、まず、ターンオーバーをやってしまった時にね、自分たちがリズム崩れるっていうところもあったんで、あとはそのスリーポイントのケアですね、であとマッチアップの確認をしました。
天皇杯でファイナルで勝ってから、連勝が続いてますが、チャンピオンシップに向けて抱負をお願いします。
はい、本当に誰が怪我してもみんながレディーな状態にできるようにしたいなというふうに思ってますし、本当前半はねしっかりプレイングタイムみんなに与えながら、成長して、その中で、しっかり勝ちを掴んでいく、そういうゲームをしっかりやっていきたいなというふうに思ってます。
明日も期待してます。お疲れ様でした。
はい、ありがとうございました。
ではこの選手がアイランドプレゼンスコート一周を行います。選手のハイタッチですが、コート周辺席限定のお客様で会場となります。その他有田席、スタンド席の
Okay, Dayo Katani has spoken. We'll try to get some of his comments to you as the babes refuel for the trip home. Drink it all. Don't leave any in the bottle. There you go. Good man. So Coach Dayo Katani was asked, how do you evaluate the defense that held you to 27 points in the second half? So when they get rebounds, they get into a rhythm. So we're able to get those rebounds. We were able to get the rebounds, which allowed our opponents to drop 3-pointers. So talking about how the defense held Hokkaido to 27 points. And that's what he was talking about. So you get the rebounds, you get into a rhythm, they're able to get those rebounds. Also asked, what do you have in mind for the finals? He said, I'd like to make the first half of the game
Congratulations on your win.
the growth for everyone while dividing the playing time among
今日の
everyone.
自分のパフォーマンスどうでしたでしょうか
How would you reflect the performance today? I played well. In the first half, I did okay. And then the second half, I was able to turn up and help the team win.
今日は良かったと思います。前半はまあまあかなと思ったんですけど、後半につれて調子が上がってきて、チームを助けることができて本当に嬉しいです。
この3月、非常に、ゲーム数が多くてタフなスケジュールだったと思うんですけど、コンディションを保つために何かやっていたことがあれば教えてください。
I think it was tough schedule that month. Is there anything you were doing to keep up the conditions? Just trying to stay healthy, stay off my feet. We have a lot of good players, so we rotate the minutes, and we're all able to help each other.
しっかり健康状態を保つことを第一に意識しました。うちはすごいいい選手がたくさんいるので、ミニッツも、みんなでローテーションして回せるので、そこが自分にとって助けになったかなと思います。
明日も期待してます。勝利おめでとうございます。
Congratulations on the win again. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow.
ありがとうございます。また明日会いましょう。
Well, I think his words were self-explanatory in English. So, Kevaluma. And I thought that was an interesting comment. He said, we got a lot of players. We like to share the minutes, keep everybody fresh. And that's probably why you see Aluma sitting for much of the first half and then coming in the second half. And also, I do wonder about Matsuwaki, if he's kind of fallen in the pecking order. It seems like he has. But Dayo Katani knows what he needs from his team to be successful. There's a trio of RYUKYU and Kings fans, no doubt, going to leave today feeling very happy that their team has claimed another win. Here's the young man, Sakihama, his first 6 points as a pro.
はい、崎山選手お疲れ様でした。お疲れ様でした。今日、初得点で6点、感想をお願いします。
素直に嬉しいですけど、やっぱり2クォーターの途中で出た時にやっぱり全然アグレッシブにいけなかったので、そこは本当に反省点です。
2クォーターで、出た時とやはり最終盤ね点差が離れた時、やはり出た時の心境は違いましたか？
やっぱ2クォーター出た時に全然アグレッシブになれずに消極的になってたので、そこは本当に自分の持ち味はどこからでも得点できるところっていうのは自分で自覚しているので、そこは本当に積極的に狙いに行きました。
これからどのような選手になりたいか、あれば教えてください。
一番は本当にチームを勝たせられる選手になりたいっていうのが一番の目標なので、そこは本当に、琉球ゴールデンキングスには本当に岸本選手であったり荒川選手、そして伊藤選手であったり、本当に他の本当に素晴らしいポイントガード選手たちがいるので、そこは本当に日頃の練習からしっかりたくさん見て学んで、今後は自分がその選手たちになれるように頑張っていきたいです。
これからの成長を期待しています。
ありがとうございます。
お疲れ様でした。
お疲れ様でした。
So Sakihama scoring the 6 points. There you see some Dwight Ramos fans. And, when you get some big performances like you do from Ramos today and you still get blown out, it's disappointing, definitely, for Levanga as we look back at the highlights. Sakahama was asked or said, you scored 6 points today for the first time, and he said, I'm really honestly happy, but I regret that I was not aggressive enough in the second quarter when he came in. And then he was asked, what was the difference in your mindset between the second quarter and the last? And he said, in the second quarter, I was passive and reflective. My strength is that I can score points from anywhere, so I just have to use that strength and be aggressive, which is true. Sometimes it's difficult, you know, when you're finding your way into the pro game to show your best, but RYUKYU Golden Kings came out played well, made their presence felt on the glass early on. It's always going to be a tough one. This is Arakawa doing a great job of getting to the basket, scoring. Ramos really did, I felt like, I'm not sure he could play much better than he did offensively. I think defensively he needs to get a little bit tougher. But he had 18 points. He was 4 of 8 from three-point range, 3 assists. Terry Allen, I think does a lot of good things for you. 13 points today. He was also asked, by the way, as we look at these highlights, Sakahama, what kind of player do you want to be in the future? Become in the future. He said, I would like to become a player that can make the team win. RYUKYU has some very good seniors led by Mr. Kishimoto, so I'd like to learn many things from them. So he's definitely not experienced, but he has some guys like this right here, Kishimoto, that he can learn from, and especially at that point guard spot. Kurt catching this one down low, and it's just, if you are not able to front him or push him out of the lane, if he's able to catch it right around the basket like that, you can forget it. He's just gonna, so that was kind of how they went about their business early on. But Levanga were able to come out and knock down some jump shots. And that kept them in the game, especially Ramos with 18 points. Remember, he's had 3 straight games now. He had 16, 18, and now 18. So he's definitely in good form. But again, Levanga Hokkaido just did not have the bigs to be able to compete with the bigs of RYUKYU Golden Kings. That was a good play here by Craner, finding Welsh. That telegraph pass taken the other way by Waki. Waki, by the way, finishing with 10 points. Aluma, who we heard from at the end of the game, 15 points, 4 rebounds. Catch, shoot, money from number 12. then how do you stop this? Law, you don't want to foul him, Ramos, but just running alongside him like that, allowing Law to get out effectively a layup is not going to be good enough. So you got to figure out another way. There's Luma, a meter behind the arc again. So Luma made 3 of 5 from three-point range. He definitely made the most of his minutes. 15 points in just under 18 minutes. And Sakihama came in and then decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get this over with. I'm going to score some points in the B-League. This is his first 2 points. Been a fan of this club for a long time. He's from here. Look at that. Everybody excited that he's gotten on the board. He's trying to play it cool. And here he is swooping in, picking up the loose ball off the mistake. Never saved the ball under the basket. And the other team is attacking. And then here he is driving in and scoring with another layup to go to 6 points. So he made all 3 of his shots today, 3 of 3. And 93-68 was the end. So more than twice as many shots they were able to get off inside the arc. And they scored 16, excuse me, they scored, made 30 of 51. So they had 16 more makes inside the arc, even though Levanga had 5 more makes beyond it. They also add in the free throws. Really good day at the line, 15 of 19, 78.9%, and just the rebounding. And that's why you've got so many more shots. I mean, it's, you know, just limiting Levanga's opportunities, giving yourself some extra shots. 41-24 is just a dominant display. $11 turnovers for Levanga and 8 for RYUKYU Golden Kings. They scored 19 points off the turnovers, by the way, of Levanga. 22, 17, and 15 for Law, Kirk, and Aluma to lead the scoring for RYUKYU Golden Kings, who also got 15 points as well. So they had 2 players with 15 from Jack Cooley. And he had 5 rebounds. 18 from Dwight Ramos. So double-double for Law. He had 10 rebounds, 8 rebounds for Kirk, 5 rebounds for Kishimoto. So it's pretty interesting, isn't it? So Kishimoto had 5 rebounds just like Cooley today. Felt like Cooley had more rebounds than that. Craner 6 rebounds, Welsh as well, and Terrazano had 2 rebounds. And Terrazano with the 4 assists, 5 assists for Law, who just led his team across the board in those major statistical categories. Arakawa also had 5 assists. Kishimoto 4. Ramos 3 and 2 assists from Mozart. Sakihama doesn't want to leave the arena. He's enjoyed it so much. Just to breathe it in. Winning away from home, getting to 6 points. These are the first 6 points I'm going to score in a very long career, is probably saying, or thinking. So again, these 2 teams will get it on tomorrow. Top left corner there. And a lot of action. So one final time, 93-68, RYUKYU Golden Kings win it over Levanga Hokkaido. Thanks for watching, everybody.